Greetings loyal subscribers and honoured guests. Welcome back to part 2 of my 2016 pickups videos. This time I will be covering games from the PS3, the Wii and the PS2. So as you can see, I'm starting with Trails of Cold Steel on the PS3. This came out in January, I think, from what I remember, and is the follow-up to the Trails in the Sky series. I've just started playing this properly yesterday actually. I did play through the first few hours back when I got it, but then set it aside for a while because I was in the middle of several other large games. But now I'm going to focus on playing through it, and I'll be recording the footage for a review in the future. It's great so far. The graphics are a little bit last gen. Well, even for the PS3 they're not as detailed as they could be, and I think that's because it was developed so that it could be on the Vita as well. But the gameplay is a lot of fun, so I'd recommend Trails of Cold Steel to RPG fans. The next game is Legendary, and I know this game is not actually all that great. I have played a little bit of this and I wasn't all that impressed. It's quite an early game in the PS3's lifespan, and it's a first-person shooter where somebody has opened Pandora's box and all these mythical creatures have escaped into our dimension, and basically you have to stop them and recover the box, I think, and basically prevent the end of the world. The next one is Wipeout HD Fury. Now, I had a downloadable version of this a while back, but the physical copy, I always prefer physical copies of games, so I finally got around to adding this to my collection. Basically, Sony released Wipeout HD originally on the PlayStation Store, and then quite a while later actually they released the Fury expansion, which basically sort of doubled the amount of content that was in the game. Most of the tracks in the game came from the PSP games. They've just been ported over, made to look much prettier, and combined into a new campaign. But if you're a fan of Wipeout, this is probably one of the best games in the series, especially in recent times anyway. Next we have Mirror's Edge on the PS3. Now, the new Mirror's Edge is pretty much out by this point, but I haven't actually played through the original, so I picked this up again as part of a 4 for 10 deal, and I shall try and get into this soon, and maybe then go into the new game, so we shall see. Now we're on to Wii games. The first one is Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli Deluxe. I'm not sure what makes it deluxe, maybe some extra tracks and stuff. I bought this game after watching Jason Heine do his top 10 Wii games as part of the Wii's 10th anniversary. Is it 10th? Anyway, I lose track of how old it is. It's probably older than that. Anyway, he said that the motion controls were the best he'd experienced, this in and tried it yet. I probably will today. So there's that one. That was very cheap, about £1. The next one is Spyborgs. This was another recommendation. This was mentioned on one of Metal Jesus Rock's videos as a kind of fun 2-player brawler. I have played through the first level in single player, and I found the gameplay a little bit dull, to be honest, but I can see how it would be more fun with another person. The next one, I mentioned the other games in my last video, but this is Spectrobe's Origins, another sort of Pokemon-esque game, although this is the best of the trilogy of the Spectrobe games. It just looks better, makes surprisingly good use of the Wii's motion controls, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Continuing with the Wii, we have Sin and Punishment. This is one I've been meaning to add to my collection for quite a long time, and for whatever reason never got round to it, but now I've picked it up. It's surprisingly cheap. I thought a game this good by Treasure would be in more demand, but no, it was only a few quid, so I suggest picking that one up if you haven't got it. And the final game for the Wii in this video is the SNK Arcade Classics Volume 1. They never made Volume 2 or 3 actually, but this is a very good compilation. It's got my favourite Neo Geo game on there, which is Shock Troopers, but it's got a whole ton of others as well, like Samurai Showdown, World Heroes, Metal Slug. It's mainly the first games in all their respective series. I know a lot of the later entries in these series were actually better, and it's a shame they didn't make any further volumes in this series, but it's still worth picking up. And now we're on to PS2. Burnout 3 Takedown is an awesome racing game. This was the only Burnout game I didn't have in my collection, and I saw it for £1, so it had to be part of my collection for that price. I shall probably be playing that this afternoon a little bit. We have Motorstorm Arctic Edge, which I did have on the PSP, but I wanted to have the home console version as well. Although it's not developed by the same people that developed the main Motorstorm series on the PS3, I'd say it's pretty much as good as those games, and the graphics are surprisingly good for an older machine. I shall probably be playing this one for the next season of PS2 Tuesdays. Yes, there is going to be one, not sure when, so keep an eye out for that. Now we have Onimusha Dawn of Dreams. This is another game I've been intending to add to my collection for a long time. It's basically the fourth in the Onimusha series, although they haven't put a number on at this point. It's a massive game, comes on 2 discs, and is just as good as the rest of the Onimusha series, although it seems to be quite overlooked. I think it came out at a point when most people had moved on from the PS2, so it doesn't get as much love as it perhaps it deserves. And then finally for this video, I have Shadow of Rome. This is another game by Capcom and the Onimusha development team. They made this game in between Onimusha 3 and Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, and it's basically Gladiator the game, I think, but you play as 2 different characters, a wronged centurion and his friend whose gameplay is much more stealth oriented, so it looks a lot of fun. I haven't taken it out of its cellophane yet. Again, this was another game that was only a couple of quid, like most of the ones in this video. So yeah, that's it for this video. The third and final part will be focusing on games from the Wii U, the PS4 and the Xbox One, and that will be along in a day or two. So keep a lookout for that, and in the meantime, take care.